All right, let's get started. Okay. Hi, everybody. Hope I'm recording. Hey, happy Wednesday, June 6th. Today is the anniversary of D-Day, which if you're not already aware, I'm super into military history. Also in the Army National Guard, so I feel very strongly to these kinds of holidays and remembering and all that good stuff. So happy June 6th. It's also my 4-year anniversary with my boyfriend, so can't forget that. So let's talk about, first of all, I want to say super proud, super shout out to Allie Bradway for getting her CBC signed up. You're awesome, girl, halfway to Emerald. And she says she's getting her sister signed up on Saturday. So girl, you will be Emerald by next Thursday, which is when our next payday is, every Thursday. Gina making strides on getting people signed up. Super proud of you. Veronica has somebody that's interested and potentially the next life-changing coach. Super excited for you as well. And Jackie just did her first full coach sneak peek, going live every day, talking about the business and just reaching out to new potential coaches and getting them on board. So everybody's doing amazing things. We're crushing it. Super proud of y'all. Let's just keep going strong with the month. And with our businesses in general. So let's talk about the power of no and why hearing no is so important. So as a new coach, when you hear no over and over and over again, sorry, it's super hot, so I'm gonna take this off. It's so easy to get frustrated when you're brand new and you start sending out messages, and there's kind of like this cognitive dissonance, right? So you're super excited because you just started coaching and you're super into your own journey. You're on board, you're following your meal plan, drinking your shake, right? Like you feel good. And you just got into this coaching thing, right? So naturally you're thinking, I can't wait to share this with people and get them on board too. But then you start to hear the no's. People who seem like they really support you all of a sudden become very skeptical, right? I don't have the money this month. That's a scam. I already have my own workout routine. And they come up with all these excuses, which ultimately means no. And oh my God, I know how heartbreaking that is to start hearing no repeatedly. And when I first started, I was sending out 20, 30, 40 invites a day, and I was hearing no a lot. But I didn't understand at the beginning of my business that hearing no just means not right now. And we need to hear no for a few reasons. One, it creates a tough skin for us in this business. Most coaches, when they start to hear no, they don't want to do it anymore. They get super frustrated and they quit. You need to hear no so that you can build character and build your business. We also need to hear no because that means that we're planting the seeds. We're hearing no because they're not ready yet. We're hearing no because they haven't gotten to a place where they trust what we're doing yet. And we're hearing no because they have their own insecurities that are holding them back. So our job as coaches is to show up for ourselves every day and show everyone else that we're serious and that this will change their life just as it's changed our own, as long as we keep moving forward. I read a really great quote today in one of the Boom team pages, and Andrea Wallace, she's amazing. She's been a coach for quite a few years. She's in Pat Realman's family. She said, you have to be willing to work for nothing for a year as a coach. You have to be willing to make $0. You have to be willing to hear no over and over and over again. You have to be willing to go through all of that bullshit so that you can get to a place where you're stronger as a coach. You've built rapport with other people. You have, gotten strong and consistent in your own journey. But this is entrepreneurship. People are not going to just sign up right away. Like, you're not going to send out 10 invites and get 10 people that are going to sign up. And if you do, please let me know, because statistically that's insane and basically impossible. Hey, Veronica. All right. So hey, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
All right, cool. So I was just talking about some like the power of no. I'm recording it so that everybody can hear the playback. I just got to be up at like 4 a.m. tomorrow. So I figured I would just start talking and then post the playback. So I'm just going to keep on talking and then catch up at the end. So entrepreneurship, right? As you're going through building this business and getting the hang of what it means to be a coach, because nobody really knows, when you first get started, you kind of have this vision of what you want your business to be, but you're not sure how it's going to play out because you've never done it before. For most people that are coaching, they're brand new to entrepreneurship. They're brand new to doing something for themselves, right? Because we are so good at doing things for everybody else that we forget, we need to be better for ourselves so that we can be better for everyone else. Like, I'm sick of being somebody else's employee. I want to work for myself. I want to be able to say, I'm waking up at this time because I want to. I'm taking this vacation on this day because I want to and I can. But building that business is very frustrating. And as you start to reach out to people and you start to invite them, they're going to tell you no. And it is statistically proven that you need to get a bunch of no's before you get a yes. And that's where this business turns into a numbers game, because the more invites that you send, the more people that you reach out to, the more no's that you hear, the more yeses you're going to hear. But this takes time and it takes effort and consistency more than anything. So, when a lot of people hear there's 450,000 Beachbody coaches in the network, they get scared by that. And they think there's no way that I can be successful as a coach because there's already so many other people coaching. But what we fail to realize is that most of these coaches, most of these 450,000, first of all, a lot of them are just discount coaches that are just drinking Shakeology and just reaping the coach discount every month. But also, most of them are not willing to go through what it takes to build a successful business. There's no shortage on success in this business, but there is a shortage of mindset and belief and motivation and consistency, because most people jump on board and they think it's going to be easy. They think that in the first couple of months, they're going to be making thousands of dollars. They're going to be getting all these new coaches signed up, and it's going to be great. You get to be the next top coach. You get to be a millionaire by the time you get through your first 6 months. And that's not realistic. You need to be willing to go through all of those slumps so that you can truly, truly build a business that's sustainable, and that more than anything will survive without you. And my goal and everybody's goal should be that you're a great coach because you can take 5 days off from your business. You can get off of Facebook, you can get off of Instagram for 5 days and come back and still have a huge paycheck, because you've taught your coaches, you've duplicated what you're doing, and you've taught your coaches to do the same thing so that they don't need you. It's great to go through training and to teach new coaches what they need to know, but the goal is that they become leaders themselves and that they don't need you anymore. I don't want my coaches to need me, because that means I've done my job. I want all of my coaches in my downline to make more money than me. That's just the bottom line, because that means that I did something right and I also benefit from that. So it pays us, literally and figuratively, it pays to make your coaches successful and help them be successful. But you have to be willing to hear no. You have to be willing to be let down, because some people are going to be nasty, especially once you start going into your cold market. You start reaching out to people on Instagram and trying to invite them to a challenge group or to be a coach or whatever it may be. Some people are really mean. And when people are mean, you just have to remember that that's a reflection on them. What they're saying to you, the nasty stuff that they might have to say, and I've heard a lot of nasty stuff. I've had people call me a scam artist. I've had people call me a fat bitch. I've had people say really, really nasty things, but they don't know me. So how could they be making an accurate judgment of who I am when we've never met before? That's a reflection on them. What they're saying and how they're trying to hurt you only shows you how much they're hurting inside. And those people, the ones that are going to be the nastiest, are usually the ones that are going to make the best coaches. but they need to tell you no. You need to plant that seed and develop that tough skin and say, okay, that's fair. Yeah, sorry to hear that. Why do you think that? Or, sometimes people are nasty and I'm like, yeah, I'm never talking to you again. I don't need this energy. But for the most part, like, I want to dive into why somebody is so skeptical against what I'm trying to offer them. But you got to hear the no's. The power or the, like the fortune in this business is in the follow-up. So we send out these initial invites. We invite somebody to do a challenge group, or we invite them to a coach sneak peek or whatever it may be. They say no. Great. Now you've planted that seed. And now you can start to pick their brain. Why? Why not? What are you doing that's already working for you? Have you tried this in the past? Or have you heard something that makes you skeptical? Now you get to learn, and you planted that seed so that in a month or 2 months or 3 months, whenever it may be, you can follow up again. And now they've been watching you for 3 months. So that's awesome. They see that you're serious. They see that you're consistent. And you've already started to learn why it is that they're not interested. So when you reach back out to them, you already got the initial no. Now you can dig into it a little bit more. And all of my coaches that are in my downline that are working this business right now, they have all told me no several times. Allie told me no for a year, at least. Jackie told me no for a couple of months. Shayna, my friend that's also a coach in this business, she told me no for months. Like, I needed to hear no so that I could actually build a relationship and I could show people that I'm serious. Great. I invited you and you said no. Let me prove you wrong. And I do that by working out every day, showing my life, being a normal person that just happens to also be a Beachbody coach. As we get more and more no's, it is inevitable that we will get a yes. But most people just don't want to put that work in. For whatever reason, like I was thinking about this today, right? So it's the anniversary of D-Day. 75 years ago, thousands and thousands of men died because they rushed onto these beaches in Normandy, France. And they got killed immediately because the airplanes that flew over a couple minutes beforehand, they dropped all their missiles and they were off target. So their targets didn't land where they were supposed to. They didn't kill the people they were supposed to. So as soon as all these guys landed on the beaches of Normandy, they were just mowed down by rockets and mortars and guns. That's hard. That's terrifying stuff, right? Like, I can't even imagine what that could have felt like. So when I put it in perspective like that, like what those men were going through was pure torture and hell. Me sending out an invite and getting told no, holy crap, we have the best job on the planet because we are literally building businesses and just making ourselves better every day and inviting people to do it in the meantime. But it's not hard to get a no. It's not hard to send out invites. But for most people, they just don't want to trudge through it. They don't want to have to hear these no's. They think that for some reason it's a personal attack. It's not personal. Most people on Instagram have been approached by other coaches. They've probably said no to them too. And they're going to say no to you until you keep asking them. And finally they say yes. So I just don't want anybody to ever look at this like it's a negative thing. It is expected that you get no's in your business. And all of the no's that I got eventually led to coaches that are now crushing this business. But if I would have been weak about it in the beginning, or if I would have been completely overwhelmed and sad, I would have walked away from it. Like, I would have heard no once or twice and I would have been like, wow, this sucks. This is impossible. I can't do this. And I would have quit. And that's what most people do. So our goal is to not be most people. It is inevitable that if you trudge through and you do the little things every day, working out, drinking your shake, posting on social media, inviting other people to do the same thing. If you do these little mundane things every day, if you hear the no's over and over again, eventually you're going to have this killer team that is able to survive without you. And yes, it might take a year, it might take 2 years or 3 years, but as long as you keep yourself first in your own journey, you can't go wrong. We're becoming the best versions of ourselves throughout this journey. So why not just try to build the business in the meantime? And if you hear no, great. That means you planted the seed, and then the next time you ask them, it might be a yes. But you won't be able to plant the seed unless you invite people. And you won't be able to follow up and learn about what people fear, what's holding them back. You can't learn any of that until you ask, until you invite, and until they say no, because now you have something to work with. So bottom line, right? You're going to hear no in this business. It's going to be frustrating, but you're also not alone. We have to hear no to hear yes. And it's a numbers game. The more no's that you get, the more yeses that you're going to get. So that was my whole spiel about that. Veronica, how you doing?
Good. Good. How are you?
Whew, I am doing well. I have drill this weekend, so I'm not excited about that. But yeah, life is good. So what's been going on? So you got this girl, right, who just sounds like a boss.
Yeah, she's really awesome. One of my best friends, she actually rents a booth in her salon. So her salon has been open for a total of almost 2 years now. And honestly, it's probably one of the hottest salons in my city. Like,
Damn.
yeah, she knows so many people and she's just a networker. She's just hustling all the time. So, and like she was, like I told you, she was explaining to me, that she was taking like a weight loss supplement and she lost weight, but she wasn't like toned, so she wants to start working out. So I figured this, and that's how I fed it to her. I was like, this would be the perfect thing for you because it's quick, it's easy, your 1 2 3 workouts and you're ready for the day.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's definitely, I know because she works super late nights, so she always messages me in the morning. So tomorrow morning she should message me back.
Awesome. So
So yeah.
when you were explaining that to her, did you bring up the coach side of it, or was it more just focused on the workout?
No, both. Like I talked to her about both, the coach's side and just the workouts as well. Because I think she would also like honestly be awesome at being a coach and doing that. Like I think she would be awesome.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, I can't wait to hear what she says. That's so
Yeah,
exciting.
I know too.
Um, but also just keep in mind, like if she seems skeptical about the
Hmm.
coaching part at first, hey, that's fine. Like help her fall in love with the
Yeah,
program. And it sounds like she's just naturally a go-getter. So
yeah, she is.
once she realizes that she's crushing this, and I mean, obviously she wants to, build an empire,
Yeah,
and this is just another way to do that. So, whew, that is
yeah,
exciting.
I know. I know it's pretty exciting. Like, and she's definitely the type to go for it and do it because she wants like literally to build an empire.
Yeah,
So
whew,
yeah.
you just got to
So
keep it.
definitely.
This is
And
the avenue.
like I've been like slowly trying cuz so one of the things that I'm like, how did you find me? Like that's the thing is like how do you find people like me? And like cuz everybody like on my social media, like at least on my Facebook, they're all friends. I know them all. So some of them like I look at their pages and I see what they're about
Right.
and that's how I pick and choose, who to invite, who to talk to about it. And then on Instagram, like I have a lot more followers on there that are more active, but they're the people that are already into stuff like this and are
Right.
already doing stuff like this. So I'm like, who am I finding? So what I've been doing is I've been kind of trying to focus more on Facebook, and I'm a part of like a lot of girl groups and different stuff like that. And so I've been like finding and just friend requesting them, saying, hey, what's up, and stuff like that. So I've dabbled the last few days like doing that and trying to be more active and honestly just to like get out of my shell and be like, hey.
Yeah. No, that's
So
that's how it starts. Like
Yeah.
we need to expand the networks that we already have. Because
Hmm.
when I started, I had, so this was again last January, I had about 150 followers on Instagram. They were all my friends. A lot of them I'd fallen out of touch with, but they were still active. But I realized that, you know, I'm not going after people that are necessarily fitness related,
Yeah.
because I believe, like, people that are into fitness, I believe that making the switch to Beachbody is the best change for them, but it's a lot harder to convince people of that.
Yeah.
Um, so I started to get really focused on what is my niche? Like, who am I? And how do I find me in other people so that, I connect with them easily? We have something in common. There's just more to talk about. So I started working really hard on expanding my hashtags, but they were focused on me. So a really good exercise, like, just take a couple minutes and journal and just write down all of the things that describe you. Like, you love being an aunt, you love going to Disney, like you're in Florida, are you a cat mom, a dog mom? Like, write down all of the things that are you and that describe you, and then start finding hashtags related to that.
Hmm.
So for me, it was like social work. I love cats. I love going to concerts. I love baseball. So I wrote down all these things about myself, and then I started searching the hashtags. And then I just spent probably like 20 to 30 minutes every day just in my free time, like at a red light, or just sitting on the toilet or laying in the bathtub, like just finding these hashtags and then just following people that were also in
Okay.
that hashtag. And I focus mainly solely on women. Like, I don't care about guys. I don't need guy coaches. That doesn't interest me. So I would find all these women that were in these hashtags and focus on them, add them, send them a message just to connect and say, hey, what's up? But then the other really important part is that as you're reaching out to them, you want to make sure that their first impression of you gives them the full picture. So that's why it's so important to be posting every day, but to also be updating your stories. Yeah,
Hmm.
I want to see your workout move of the day. I want to see your shake, but I also want to see what you do for fun. I want to see the
Yeah.
stupid stuff that happened at work, because the people that you're reaching out to, they're going to creep and they're going to see, like, who is this girl? What is she about? And I think it's so annoying when I go on someone's page and it's just 100% health, fitness, coaching. Like,
Hmm.
I think that's boring. But also, if they don't have anything to offer, I'm like, who is this person? Why is this person
Yeah.
so lame? So you want to find that balance. Like, I treat my Instagram like it's like, what would I want it to look like if I was a stranger coming to look at me? Like, how do I want to market myself to people so that I'm being authentic, but so that they're also getting the full picture? And yeah, that means that I'm posting 15 to 20 stories every day, but
Hmm.
that's who I am. So yeah, I would start with hashtags and just expand from there. So once you start finding these people in the hashtags that represent you, then start going into their followers. Who do they follow? Who do their followers follow? You can get lost in it so quick, but the goal is just to add as many people as possible. And the right people, they're going to add you back. Then you can reach out to them. A lot of them might not follow you back. That's fine. It's all a numbers game. The more that you invite, the more that you follow, the more follow backs you're going to get. So yeah, I totally, like, oh man, I was so scared of social media at first and like how to expand it. But then I just realized, add everybody that you think is interesting, add all their friends, and then just say hi. And
So how quickly do you initiate a conversation after you add them?
so it depends. I go back and forth. My goal every day is to send 60 invites. And I split that up throughout my whole day so that it doesn't feel like a lot all at once. But I start first thing in the morning, and then I send like 10 at a time throughout the day until I get 60. Um, Sometimes if I'm just on a follow spree and I'm just following different people, I will send an invite right away. Like, now I'm getting a little bit pickier about like my coaching invites. So when I want to send, like, if I look at someone's page, I think that they're a good, like, they look like they'd be a great coach, I will send them a coach invite right away. but I'm paying attention to that more. Otherwise, I'll follow a whole bunch of people. I'll give it like, a day or so, and then I'll go back and I'll see all the people that followed me back. I will send them a, hey, thank you for following me. I'm so glad that, we get to be on this journey together. Are you into health and fitness too? Boom. I'll send out 30 of those all at once. But it really just depends. Like if you get a good vibe, send the message right away.
Okay.
Coaches have very different thoughts on this. Like I know there's a girl, I think she's like number 2 in the whole network. Her name's Kate Schultz. And she says that she adds people right away and just automatically sends them a message. Hey girl, not sure if you saw my stories, but I have a new challenge group starting in 2 weeks. Would you want the deets for it? And that's it. Like she doesn't want to start a conversation. She doesn't, because she knows if she sends out 100 of those every day, there's probably at least one person that's going to say, yeah, let me hear more info. So for her, it makes more sense to just skip all the bullshit. We don't have to be best friends at first. Let me just get to the point, and find the people that are like, yeah, your stuff looks interesting. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? But just start to get into the groove of just finding people, adding them, as many as possible. And then find the message or like the multiple messages that sound like you, and save them, and then just copy and paste them. You don't have to, it feels weird at first just because it's not normal to you. But nobody else is thinking that, they're just getting a message from you like, oh, look at this chick that just sent me a message. She seems cool.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, that's that. I can't wait to hear what your friend says tomorrow.
I know, me too. I'm really excited.
Did you have a chance to watch the Emerald Call by any chance?
What was it about? I watched so many things lately. Like I'm like, I don't know.
So the Emerald Call is about basically getting 2 coaches on board so that you get to the first milestone in Beachbody.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you have any friends or family that you think would be good to be your controlled business center?
I honestly don't know. I'm trying to get my controlled business center to be my friend Laura. She's in California right now, and I'm trying to convince her, and cuz she's the one who actually bought like the sample pack.
Right.
And so I've been talking to her about it, and she's like, I want to know more and all this stuff. So I think she's going to be on board. And even if it's just for the discounts, I feel like she might be on board for that too. And then because also she's military. She's retired military, and her husband's military.
Yes. My people. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So discount coaches, fine. We need a combination of both to keep the business growing. And even if she's a discount coach and she's your controlled business center, the biggest benefit to her is that she gets the full discount. But also down the road, she gets to benefit from everything that you're doing because you're going to build underneath her. So if she has any questions, or if there's just something you feel like you can't explain well, or she has a question you don't know, just text me and let me know. If she wants to do a video chat, we could totally do that. I've found that there's a lot of success in doing 3-way calls with new people. And my upline, I did that a bunch of times where I was like, I need somebody that's actually making a lot of money, millions of dollars, to explain this. And, being able to have that contrast is super helpful. So yeah, that's awesome. Military gets the best discount, hands down, because they don't have to pay the $15 coach fee.
Yeah. And then she added, she made a post and put it in I think it's a Navy wives group.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, the military spouse groups are lit. These women are just begging for something to do. That's just,
I know, exactly. When I go there and visit her, she's like, look, military wife. So So
Yeah,
yeah.
they are their own clique. Like
Yeah.
I can't really relate. Like my boyfriend's retired military, so I didn't live that life with him. But
Hmm.
holy cow! I will get like hours deep into military spouse related hashtags and groups and like just reaching out to those women because there's just so many of them and they are, a lot of them are bored, they're
Yeah.
lonely, they're just in a place where they're like, yeah, I feel like shit and I want to feel better. How do I do that? So, yes, girl, you need to get, what's her name?
Laura.
Okay, yeah,
Laura.
Laura's going to be on this team. I'm giving it like a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what needs to happen. And like I said, if you need my help with any of that,
Yeah.
just really hype up. Like she doesn't have to pay the monthly fee, so she gets
Yeah.
the full discount on everything. And also, she's helping you out in a huge way. But also down the road, she's going to be benefiting from,
Yeah.
being that first person for you to be like, yeah, I trust you, I believe in you. Let's make it
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah, definitely. And I really think that she's gonna do it. It's just a matter of time. Yeah.
Perfect.
So
Oh, I'm
yeah.
so excited.
So yeah, that and what else would me and her talk? I don't know. Me and her talk about all this crap. She's one of my best friends. So
Perfect.
yeah. Yeah.
Woo. How do you feel like you're doing in your journey with your workouts and everything?
I think I'm doing pretty good. I try to wake up in the morning and like I've like kind of like stopped posting the workouts because I'm like, oh, it's only workouts. Like, shut up, Veronica. So that whole thing. So, but yeah, so it's definitely like I really like and enjoy the workouts. Like I was telling my friend Sabrina today, that it's just so simple, but it's so good. Like it's literally the 30 minutes. I'm like, oh God, like this was awesome.
Yeah,
Like yeah, it's pretty amazing. Like I would never think that something like this would benefit and like make you feel like you actually got a really good workout in. Yeah.
super efficient.
Yeah. Hmm.
And don't sell yourself short on the workout vid just because that's the only thing. Like if you have one move of the day and then you
Yeah.
have one story about one of your nieces and then you have one story where you're just walking around Alta, like that's all you
Yeah.
need. Like just start making it a habit
Hmm.
because you know, even if it's just one or two stories a day, that's fine. That'll turn into five, which will turn into
Yeah.
10. Like, just make yourself do it.
Yeah.
Because also, even if you think that, just posting a workout move isn't doing anything, there are people out there that are watching and waiting for it. Um,
Hmm.
and they're looking to see how serious you are because they're waiting for that moment to say, hey, Veronica, I need your help. What are you doing?
Hmm.
So on the days that you don't feel like doing it, that's when you need to, because that's when somebody else is going to be looking for it. Um,
Okay.
and like I said, it's the little things that we do every day. That one workout video that we post every day. That's what sets us apart from these coaches that just quit, because there's no beauty in the mundane things.
Yeah.
There's nothing special about the little things that we do every day. But over time, that's what's going to propel us to the top. And the people that don't do it, they end up just going into the hole because they didn't build the habits. They didn't show up for themselves. They weren't
Yeah.
consistent. So yeah, super proud. So you got two people that are
Hmm.
potentially ready,
Yeah.
going to jump into it. So once you get those two people and you get to Emerald and now you have all these other, perks unlocked, um, not only is that a huge confidence boost, but now you've got a team. You've
Yeah.
got people that are looking up to you. You've got a reason to brag about them on social media. You've got all this leverage that you can use to show other people, like, hey, if I can do it, you can do this too.
Hmm.
So just keep working it. Keep yourself first and foremost, and just rock it.
Yeah. And so also I was thinking other thing, like, okay, to start like a challenge group. I know we kind of touched base on it a little tiny bit in the beginning, but to start a challenge group, how far in advance do you start a challenge group before you actually start it?
I got it. So I like the challenge group that I'm running right now. I
Mhm.
do that on a monthly basis, and I usually take a week off in between. But that's totally up to you. Like, however you want to market it, and you have to. I mean, this is where the workout moves come into
Yeah.
play. Is you need to show people the value of what they're getting. Um, but for the first one, I would set a date for a month from now. You know,
Okay. Okay.
every day on your stories, do at least one story post where you're talking about, hey, July 6th, right after the 4th of July, we're going to just, forget all that barbecue stuff. We're going to get to work. You can call it a cool name. Like every single day, remind people, this is what we're doing. This is what you get. And then you add a poll. Want more info? Yes or yes. Like
Mhm.
just
Yes or yes.
never give no as an answer on a poll. Like make it funny, but never make it no, because people will see no and they're like, yeah, no. Now you just ruined my poll, dude, and I hate you. And it's usually like these 8-year-old Indian dudes that are just like, ha ha ha, no. Don't have time. Don't have time for the haters. Yeah, set it. I mean, I would say like 4 or 5 weeks. So that gives you plenty of time to invite. And you could even, we could definitely work on like setting up that Facebook group, getting everything together so that if you have people that sign up, in the next week or so, you could still put them in the challenge group and you could start talking about some stuff, just like posting some informational stuff.
Yeah.
But you have that start date in mind, and your following knows what the start date is, and the new people know what the start date is, and that gives you plenty of time to help people take a program, get set up with their meal plans, like just get them all hyped.
Okay.
But hold yourself accountable to that. Set a
Yeah.
day and make that the day, and then
Mhm.
make sure you're working towards it. Because I've definitely had down periods in my business where I set a date for something and then I just totally dropped the ball about talking about it, and I didn't get anybody because I wasn't posting about it. I wasn't inviting about it. So you got to put it out there, and even just having 2 people, even if you just have your 2 coaches that are going to be in your first challenge group, and me and Gina and whoever, like, our whole team could be thrown in there if you want. You need to start somewhere so that you can build it.
Yeah.
My first challenge group had 3 people in it.
Mhm.
But I needed those 3 people so that I could learn how to run a challenge group. But also, it gave me something to talk about. Hey, look how
Yeah.
cool my challenge group is. Look what we're doing today. And people were like, huh, yeah, I think I will try the next one. Um,
Mhm.
Start slowly. You know, people people want to skip the growth and just get right to the top, but it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
Success does not work like that. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, I mean, let me know. Like, think about it. Tell me what date you want to set it for, and then we're gonna start just hammering people with it. Uh,
Okay.
they're gonna be so like filled in on what's going on that there's not gonna be any questions. Just gonna be like, all right, sign me up.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah.
So like I said, I'll be at drill this weekend, but I have my phone. So any questions that pop up, if anybody's asking you any questions, definitely let me know tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Once you hear back from, who's the salon girl?
Nikisha.
Keisha. All right. So once you hear back from her, just hype her up. Like this can be her $1 million business.
Yeah.
And it should be, and y'all should be able to build it together. So like being a coach and being a leader is all about hyping up your people. So,
Yeah.
and it seems like you already do that in real life. So why not do it in a business aspect?
Yeah.
Just let me
Okay.
know what she says, ask questions, and let's keep plugging away at it.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your night. I am going to bed.
Okay.
But I will talk to you tomorrow for sure.
Yes, for
I'll be
sure.
working out. So
All right.
enjoy the rest of your night, okay?
Good night. Bye.
Bye. Bye.